There it goes. Hello, Ron. How you doing, sir? And yes, I'm rethinking myself with this music for the countdown timer. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drone Therapy Season 5, Episode 35. Should you still buy the Skydio 2? I know that's not the exact title, but it's close enough. Still buy Skydio? Yes. All right. I want to run over here to the chat real quick and say hi to Drone Shots. Jody, what's up? Sam and Rose FPV, how you doing? TDR, e-bikes and scooters. Good to see you, Brian, and thank you very much for watching the video. Leonard Oglesby, good to have you in the house, sir. Hot Rod in Daytona, good to see you in the house, sir. Artco Drone Solutions, glad to see you. Fly Zone Drones, great to have you, Mike. Good to see you. Ron Brown came in under the gun. Oh, we lost Don. Don jumped out. Anyway, so Don did that on purpose. He just wanted to see if he could throw me off. Okay, Okie Tom, good to see you. He's saying hello, Ron Brown. Alan, good to see you, sir. I'm gonna put Don back in. Fly Zone Drones, Ron Brown, Third Eye View, good to see you, Scott to do. Grubby Vlogger, Ron Brown, Rahoo Droner, Maddie's World, hello. AZ Drone, dude. Did I cover everybody? Did I miss anybody?
I think you got everybody, Bill.
All right, cool.
Did you get Maddie's Drone World?
Yes, Maddie Drone World.
Okay. Did you get Bill Renee?
Bill Ronane, glad to see you coming in the house. Ron Brown, Brian is saying, wait a minute, Ron Brown, he is telling you he ordered that mic. Is that the one you just did a review on?
Yeah, that little wireless. I got it right over here someplace. It's for iOS only.
Oh, okay, very cool. Oh, iOS only. I won't say anything else. Okay, so first off, the news of the day is we now know that the 5 meant that they came out with the new Osmo Mobile 5. So,
no, I didn't watch the whole presentation. Did the Phantom 5 come out in the later half of it?
No, I didn't see anything spectacular coming out that we didn't expect or thought was going crazy or anything. And Art is saying, hey, Tom, your toffee's on the way. So there we go. There's that one. And that's some killer toffee. If y'all hadn't already had some, I would if you haven't won it from Art, then he gave it to me for my birthday, which was fantastic. And I ate it, and my wife ate it, and it lasted a day, and that was it. From the time it got here to the time it was gone, it was a day. So, but what do you all think of the Osmo Mobile 5? Is it really an upgrade or kind of an add-on or a refresh? What do you think?
Incremental upgrade, I guess I would say.
I mean, the price it's like what, $10 more expensive than the OM4 was originally?
Right, $159 for the new one.
Is that for the extension?
Its big feature set is it's smaller, more portable.
Okay, that's all great and everything, but I don't mind the OM4, and I was really hoping that the handle, you would like push a button and it would extend
Automatically.
What I would prefer my OM4. I like my OM4. I love the Clone Me feature.
Clone Me, yep. Which the new one, of course, has Clone Me also.
But the only thing was it's iOS specific. Ron needs to come downstairs and get his leftover dinner plate.
No, that was a scam call from Atlantic City.
Oh, all right, man. You won the lottery. All right. So
come down to the casino and pick up all this money.
Let's see. Blind Neil, I see Blind where Neil's here somewhere. There it is. Wait a minute. Come here. Blind. I don't want to hit Neil's button and not. I can see he said hi, Blind Neil. Did I miss him? Where's the button? Is Neil here? Oh, wait. I see it now. Hello, everyone. Smash the like button. Good to see you, Neil. Glad to have you here.
How about Third Eye View? Did you get him?
Kira Show, good to see you. Third Eye View, good to see you. Phantom Flight, Herman, good to see you. All right. Back to the subject matter. All right. Yeah. So I was talking to Dawn right before we went live. I would rather give up 5% battery life to have a way to extend that button on its own, like a motor or something.
Yeah, like a lightsaber.
Well, I mean, it's not that far, but I'm just trying to think by the time I want to extend this 18 inches, and then you take your phone off, you put the power button on pause, you pull it out, and then you have to reposition it, and hopefully you didn't move the position of the magnet, so that your phone goes right back on perfectly everything, and it doesn't. To me, I would rather just have it balanced, push a button, and it goes, and you can do some weird dolly zoom effect with it, But as Ron pointed out to me, the 4 has a dolly zoom effect on it, correct?
On iOS only, correct?
Oh, for another iOS.
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you because a lot of people didn't know it had it. Maybe that's an iOS only feature. I don't have Android, so I can't test what an Android device, whether it has or it hasn't got the features.
Okay. Well, I've used the S8 Plus, and it doesn't have the Clone Me, and it doesn't have, to be honest with you, because I use it more with it. That's probably why I didn't know that it had a dolly zoom. So
the last time I tried dolly zoom, which has been a while, it worked better when you were backing away from the subject than when you were going towards the subject. And maybe that's just a user error on my part, but I could get it to work much better when I was walking away from the subject.
Very cool. I mean, if you don't own an Osmo Mobile, then it is something cool. Right. I mean, it would be this one especially, like my grandson is really getting into videoing and making stuff on his own. And he's, getting, he's like 8 years old now. So I'm thinking, maybe. So, it's a good possibility that I might. And I was thinking, yes, I'm going to be a greedy grandpa for a minute. Just bear with me. I was thinking about handing him down the Osmo Mobile 4, and then grandpa, of course, would get the Osmo Mobile 5. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking, he's because I'd be too afraid that I'm going to mess up and not pause the power or do the right thing, and I'm going to just jerk that thing and screw it up. But and I know him and his mom and dad enough to where they'll all be anal about it, and they'll learn it inside and out, and then they'll be like, "Oh, did you know it does this, 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 and this?" And I'll be like, "No." So, but anyway, what do you all think?
One thing we're going to mention here that the extendable, arm to make it go higher, whether you have to pull it yourself or automatic, that's nothing new. That's been on some budget quality phone gimbals for more than a year now, Bill. So DJI did introduce a new feature. They just added a feature that's been
everybody else. Yeah, that's what I had heard.
From other gimbals.
So, but they do the same thing, right? You pull them out manually, correct?
Right. Nobody has the automatic hydraulic system, I'll call it.
Yeah, telescoping automatically. So, but I guess that would be more than 5 minutes of battery strain. That would probably be pretty serious strain. Anyway, I'm wasting.
I guess it all depends on how many times you did it. Like, somebody just like to play with the button. Yeah.
If I bought that for my grandson, I could see it was like, oh, no, that grandpa only lasted 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Well, did you make it go up and down? Only 14 times. Okay. So, all right. Anyway, so we spent a lot of time. Okay. I mean, let me do this. I will actually share the screen for a moment and get everybody. Okay, here we go. Since this is what's so crazy. Chrome tab. Yeah. We have 2 colors. Is DJI actually going to come out with 2 colors in every future device?
Well, did they steal the one new color from the Pocket 2 update from this summer?
Right. But we've had white DJI products before. Wasn't there an Alpine white Mavic?
Yes.
So, I'm just saying maybe they're thinking, okay, we'll start to like What if DJI comes out with the Mavic Mini with flames on it for Christmas? How many of those would they sell? I mean, seriously. I mean, I bet you people are not just flames, or if one had a big DJI logo sitting right on top of it, people would buy
you're
that.
right. Apple's done well with colors over the years, so why not give it a try for DJI?
So, I mean, that's just what I'm thinking. I will do the stop share here. Come back over here and see what all was going on with everybody. Catching up. Mike's in the house. Michael goes, good to see everybody's in the house. Stevie, Gary, Scott. Did I name Scott already? Have been running my mouth and missed more people coming in. All right. So we're gonna.
Did you get Stevie? Did you get Capture Live Connection?
Yes. I said I mentioned Stevie because Stevie was talking.
I think you're on top of it today, Bill.
Oh yeah, Mavic Air. Yeah, good point. Remember the Mavic Air came out in 3 different colors: black, red, and white.
First one, I forgot that.
So
I forgot that, Bill.
Maybe they're figuring out finally. They're like, hey, we can make extra money if we put on 8 cents worth of plastic in a different color. Shh, we'll charge them $50 more. They'll buy it all day long. I mean, I don't know. It would seem like that's, like you said, Apple's doing well with colors. And speaking of Apple, Ron, let me get over here. Something else we found out, right? Which is kind of typical. It's not going to be delayed. There's not going to be anything going on to slow it down. Bring it in here. I forgot to bring in the white one, didn't I? Anyway, so here's the Apple event where we've got the new iPhone coming out.
Will you be going down to the event next Tuesday?
I thought it was a virtual event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be able to watch it. I personally did not get an invitation. I'm even though I'm
still could be on the mail.
The world's largest influencer.
Yeah, I think I just got your invite by mistake, Bill.
Yeah, her nails were prettier than mine this week. So, well, I mean, okay, here's the thing. Is it that big of an upgrade from the iPhone 12? For me personally, I have the 11 Pro Max, and I think personally for me, it will be a good upgrade, right?
Yeah, well, of course, we only knew rumored upgrade specs at this point, and of the rumors, nothing's earth-shattering out there.
Yeah, so we've heard
that's a smaller. You can't even see it here, but a smaller. What do they call that thing with the front camera right in the front there? A smaller notch is one of the things they're advertising.
Well, what do you think, Don?
I'm not very versed with Apple.
So you prefer Android?
I'm an Android guy.
Yes, I totally understand that.
The thing about what I've heard though about the upgrade though is, I haven't really followed it that much, but I'm hearing through the rumor mill that there's some issues with the upgrade, but I can't specifically say what. But a lot of I've heard a lot of iPhone users with this upgrade are, well, at least around where I am.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The app update. Is that what you're talking about?
Probably. I'm not sure, but
let me help a little bit.
Some of them are.
The event will be the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the day you can buy the phones is the 17th. The 24th will be the day they go on sale in stores. And probably iOS 15, the operating system that will run all the iPhones, including the new iPhone 13, that'll probably release on the 15th, the day after the event. And that's probably what you're probably referring to issues in iOS 15, which will be the only iOS ever on.
That was probably damn certain to me. This is the way it sounded when it came out. Probably it was like he was reading it. Okay. Yes. Probably. Oh no, sorry. No NDAs here. No NDAs.
I usually jump on a beta test of iOS at some point, not necessarily for my phone, but on my tablets. But I was just kind of busy summer, did not get around to testing the public beta, so I have no firsthand knowledge of what iOS 15 is going to change.
What about the rumor that they may be dropping the Mini 5 as well?
Well, what about the rumors of a Mini 6?
Was it the Mini 6 that's coming? I thought it was the Mini. Or is it the
We're on
Mini
the
6?
Mini 5 now. And
Yeah,
the
okay, so
Mini
Mini
6
6.
The Mini 6 is
I haven't bought
rumored-
the Mini 5, so I'm so far
Yeah.
behind.
The Mini 6 is rumored maybe to come out the spring event, earlier this year and did not appear then. So maybe it will appear now. I don't think it'll show up at the iPhone event because the iPhone event's the biggest event of the year for Apple. They're not going to squeeze one of the iPad Mini, which is one of their lower tier products, whatever. That'll turn up at a later event.
Hey, can you see that? Does it work? I want to see it. I'm going to look
Share.
over here. Go look over here for a second. It's an animated GIF. Wait. Let's see if this one works. Ooh. Does it look like crap or does it look okay?
Looks nice.
Let's see. Okay, I just turned it off. Anyway, sorry. It was a squirrel moment. You know how we are here. We have an occasional squirrel moment. All right, on with the show.
Captain Red can't watch because I have my Phillies shirt on tonight.
What? He can't watch because you have a Philly shirt on?
Captain Ray's from Long Island. He's probably a big Mets fan.
Well, tell him to close his eyes.
Hey,
and just
Captain Ray, guess what? Even better than being a Phillies, this is a Cole Hamels.
Close your eyes and just listen, Ray.
This is the throwback.
Don't leave, Ray. Don't leave. Don't. If you leave, you will be taken away from the drone light. The drone light is here.
Remember when Gary used to give me a hard time about the Yankees?
Oh, Gary is an avid Yankee. If Gary, there's just no way around that.
Because remember, I had a Brave shirt on one night.
Oh, Brave.
Night of Braves.
Gary's an avid Yankees fan. That's just all there is to it. You're not going to get around it. He's always going to. He could be in the middle of a show and he'd be like watching the Yankees on his phone. Oh, damn! Not what? What are we talking about?
Bill, are you referring to the second place New York Yankees?
Oh, he's not in the chat, is he?
I hope
Because
not.
something would start on fire. Hey, Leonard Oaklesby, is anybody new? Oh, hey, Claude came back. What's up, Claude? How you doing, buddy? Everybody say hi, Claude. Don't forget to go over by Claude's channel. Claude does a live stream from time to time. Steve, he comes over on Herman. He comes on with Herman and him sometimes. Tom's on there a lot, although Tom wasn't on tonight. I was kind of shocked. I was like, where's Tom? But I didn't get to catch him right at the very beginning, so he could have explained where Tom was not at the beginning, and I just didn't get it.
And Stevie Bronx ratted Ray out as a Yankees fan.
Whoa, what's up, dude? Good to see you. He did what now?
He ratted
whoa.
Ray out as a Yankees fan.
Look at this. Second place. Who? What, Ron? He's what? What? Who? Huh? What? Go Mets. Look at this. Go Mets. Go Mets. Go Mets. All right. Okay. I've farted around enough.
Sorry about turning this into This Week in Baseball.
Okay. Now, before we go totally off the wall and people get really pissed off, because I wasn't trying to make it seem like we were going to bash the Skydio. But one important thing we need to realize, the Skydio was first released in December of 2019, making it 2 years old. And when it first came out, we all were talking about how it only had the 12 megapixel camera. It was on the original Mavic Pro, which is already old tech.
So it is senior citizen in tech age.
Yes, exactly. In drone tech, it's way behind. And then you look
Bill,
here.
You say in December, but at this point in September, we were already watching the Skydio videos. What's our friend who mountain bikes, who's been on the show before?
Kyle Warner.
Kyle already had the thing, and he was already testing it.
Kyle blew up after that, remember? When Kyle was on the show, he had, 4,000 subscribers, and now he's got like 200,000 plus. I was like, yes, it happened here on Drone Therapy, man. I mean, it was really cool because he got some cool footage. He did a lot of the original testing. Okay, so here's the thing. We're all three Skydio owners. People in the chat, we want your honest opinions. What do you think is good about the Skydio? What do you think is beneficial about the Skydio? Put some Bengay on the props before each play. I got to put that one up. Bill Ronayne, that's one of your quotes, and he just topped you. You really got to come up with something. What? What happened, Mike? Oh, well, please feel better. I didn't know what was going on. Wait. you'll have to hang that antique tag for the. Oh, I like the Ben Gay quote. Okay, so what? Nobody's really saying anything that they think's good about it or bad about it because everybody's kind of stunned with what Mike just said. Okay, it's better at tracking than any other drone. Yes,
It's
Correct.
better at avoiding obstacles than any other drone.
Correct.
Okay, here's the thing. I've never really used a Mavic product or a DJI product to track. To be honest with you, I've never used a Skydio to track. Do you consider okay, Ron, having owned all three drones, Autel, Skydio, and DJI, do you agree with the fact that it's the best tracking of all of them and it avoids obstacles better than any of the others?
I agree with both
I agree.
statements.
Yes.
Skydio is Skydio
They're
is
way
good.
ahead.
Skydio is good if you don't know how to fly.
Yeah, exactly.
The camera is great and the tracking works really well. Well, I'm not saying the camera's not good because I just took a picture and I made, like you said, Brian, I love that video because of the way that kind of fisheye lens that's on the Skydio turns the sun rays. It kind of made it seem like the Skydio was up there kind of like, sailing on this, just kind of riding on them like a bird does riding on the airwaves. So, it just kind of, and that's what I thought was cool about it. It was only like a minute long. And I was just like, oh, this is kind of neat. And you want to hear something funny? You know why I did it? I couldn't find my filters. I don't know where I put them. I can't remember because I got the new case. I can't remember if I stashed them in the old box or where I put them. So I was playing with the manual settings, which it does is, it's got some decent settings on it that you can change that I had not realized up until the other day that you could really play with. But you actually have to go in before you take off and make sure that you don't have manual record on so that you can play with some settings and stuff. Or at least I do. Is that what you guys do?
Bill, you have to remember, if you have HDR turned on, a lot of your settings go away. You turn HDR off, and a lot of manual, settings are returned to you, or at least returned to you being able to adjust them.
I think, but you can play with the EV settings pretty much all the time.
Right.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Well, let me see. Okay. I'm blood thinners. What the fuck?
Sounds like you had maybe a little heart problem.
Blood clots in lower lungs
Oh.
and right leg. Yes, sir.
Oh.
We will definitely send you
Yeah, thoughts and prayers for nitrate.
healing vibes, buddy.
not good.
Please get feeling better. Hell, tell him to go get you a micro and a set of goggles and let you rip around, man.
The hospital room.
Or is he home? Are you home now? Did he stay home finally after night in hospital? That's what he said to begin with. So it kind of blew us all, right? Yes, after a long night in hospital, he's home to rest. Okay. Well, hell, just make him charge you a bunch of batteries and whoop all night. That's what I do. Tell him, hell yeah.
Yeah. Hey, did you see Bill Renee's comment? He says the best thing about the Skydio is it's only $9.99.
Oh, wait. Yeah, wait. I'm going to get there. Okay. Because here's the thing. We got what, Don? Did you want to say something?
No, I was gonna say even with your coupon, still more expensive than the original price.
Yeah. It's still like what, $1,100.
Yeah, there was a price increase. What, just this summer?
Where did you get your shirt, Don?
Skydio, you're the one who told me to.
Oh, they actually got shirts now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I also got a cap.
I got a cap. I'm gonna hit him up for a shirt now that they got a shirt. We're like, yo, bitches, I was talking about you the other night and I wasn't talking bad. Okay. Let's see. Only one night stay, thank goodness. Yes, she's home now. Oh, here we go. Home now, one night stay. We're glad to have you home. Howdy, Brian. Mike's telling you, hey, I survived good. Ooh. Holy cow, man. I love it when we share. But I mean, I got some problems going on too, but I don't want to like bring the show to a screeching halt and all of us start talking about health issues.
We'll just hope that night train gets a lot better.
Yeah, we want you to get better, buddy, and I'm going to try to get out of this squirrel moment and head back into the show. Okay, now here's something that I did want to point out. Customer service with Skydio at the very beginning was crazy. because they didn't have enough employees. They didn't realize that the interest was going to be as big as it was.
Right.
So it was horrible to begin with. But now I think their customer service rivals, if not surpasses DJI at this point.
Bill,
Because-
you had a good experience with Skydio customer service this summer, didn't you?
Yes, and it's cool. Joe got in here now. Joe's also a Skydio owner. He was the gentleman that I was talking about to begin the show, who actually was talking in the Skydio group about wanting this device here.
Oh yeah,
Is that the multi-charger, Bill?
Yeah. This is the dual charger. And,
yeah, I've been wanting that for about 8 to 9 months. You know?
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
probably almost like a year and a half, because I mean it was kind of when the COVID outbreak happened, and I was just like, you know, I figured with the chargers and stuff, you know, they had people, you know, not working, so.
Yeah, and then it was so funny because the minute he posted and I'm like, yeah, man, I totally know. And then bam, it's available, and we're like,
yeah, I was just like, that's weird.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
well, and I guess the thing that irritated me the most is that, like, I guess like a week before or 2 weeks, I got an email stating that if I bought like a completely new high-end package, that the dual charger would be included in that. So I was like, I know you have them.
Yeah,
like,
I remember when you were saying that. Yeah,
I was just like, I know they're there. I was just like, I find that kind of ridiculous that I can spend another, you know, $1,800,
and you'll let me have one.
Yeah. So,
but that was the way you worded it too. And the next thing they know, they were like, "Oh, they're available." Hell yeah! Well, I think it was probably the common sense was telling them that they weren't moving those kits like they were wanting. So why not pick up the $150?
Everybody, you know, the people that are buying those are people that already bought the drone, you know? So.
Right, because you got to have it, because charging on the drone is just a pain.
Yeah, and like you,
excuse me, how much are the dual chargers now if you order them?
$50.
50, yeah.
Okay.
Which is ridiculous.
And it's sweet, man. It's so nice. It's so, and you watch it, and it's like hooking. I mean, forgive me, and I hate doing this, but it's like hooking it up to a new kind of DJI charger. I mean, it lights up, it charges, it does what it's supposed to. The batteries get done, and they just shut down. You don't like, and this is what Joe was pointing out to me. You don't cook the internals of your drone getting it charged, man. You don't have to do that with this.
Now, when you order the dual charger, what comes in a box? Just the charging base itself?
Just that charging.
Yes, that.
Okay.
Yeah, just that base, not the
they don't give
plug.
you cords or anything.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, you and it's basically I just plug it up to the cord and the charger that I got.
Yep.
So it sounds like it's a bit overpriced for what it does compared to other companies' multi-chargers.
the reason for the price is mainly because the magnets and stuff in it.
Yeah.
You know, and that would be the only thing that I could think of that you know, because I'm like, it's just a standard charger, and you know, it does well, and it's got 2 prongs on it, so you can plug it in. So basically, if you plug in one, it'll charge them 2 batteries in 2 hours. But if you plug in 2 USB-Cs, it'll charge both of them in 90 minutes.
Okay, that's interesting.
So still a weird thing because I'm like, I've got 2 plugs going into this one charger. So
You know what? Until you said that, I didn't even realize. And then I started picking it up, and I was going, "Oh wow, it does."
Yeah, look at the other side.
I was like, "Hey, cool."
roughly.
Because that's also, you know, it gives you the option to plug in your beacon or controller to it. Just charge at the same time you're charging the battery. But the other thing too, is there actually a third-party vendor that has created a multi-charger for the Skydio batteries? I don't think so. So they can actually mark that up. They have no competition, period.
The only thing that, you know, could remotely make a third party of anything are the like the remotes that Skydio 2 controller.
It's a parrot controller.
Yeah,
It's a parrot controller, and it's a hunk of junk,
yeah,
But,
I hate that thing.
And the thing about it is it gets pissed off if you don't charge it regularly too.
I did just order the Alien Tech mount to go on it, and I'm gonna see if I can get my, because I hate the range on it.
I know.
That's one of the issues, because I take a lot of pictures of real estate, like almost like the entire I guess property. Like if they're doing a neighborhood, and I've got to get pretty far back, and most of the time I have to hop in the car, drive down the road, take a picture there, drive all the way to the other side of the neighborhood, and then take another picture. And it's just a huge pain in the butt, because most of the other drones go out, 10 miles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
we were also talking about that the camera was overdue for an upgrade. That basically the tech is like ancient for a drone. It already came out 2 years ago, and then here we are in the future, and we've got all the DJI drones pretty much with 1-inch sensors on them. So
personally, really the only thing that I truly just love about it is that I don't have to that sick feeling you get when you're flying around $1,000, like I don't worry about running into stuff, it's dove in between trees and stuff like that. And I don't have to, and I did see that DJI is trying to get better about that with their Air S2s, but that's really the only thing that Skydio's got, for me to want it or to even use it is that it won't
obstacle avoidance. Yeah, they're light years ahead of everybody else.
Well, yeah, the AI technology is so far above hands and fists above everything else out there right now. So I mean, we're talking pre-Skynet type stuff. But to go back to what Ron had brought up earlier about the after warranty, and I had talked about the customer service stuff. I myself got one of the first lots that came out, right? So it was like they told us they were going to start releasing them in December. I think it was February when I finally got mine, because I was at the end of the first lot. And about 6 months ago, I was doing the most recent firmware update, and something weird happened. It just either didn't take or something, and it didn't complete. So my drone would fly. It registered and said that it had the firmware, but it would not charge any of the batteries. So at that point, I became desperate for this, because I literally, I was watching it. I was plugging it up, and so finally they said, look, okay, your drone's beyond warranty. You're going to have to pay us $150 up front just to get us to look at it.
Oh,
and I'm like, yo, guys, man, I paid. I never crashed it. I never did anything wrong. I didn't, run it through the trees, testing me on a mountain bike. I just flew it in my backyard. I was like, and I posted just generic videos. I was like, I get that. I was like, but $150 just to get you to look at it. I was like, come on. I was like, you need to just, something's not right. So they finally, we went back and forth in emails for a couple of days. I said, okay, you're gonna send it in to us. We're gonna waive the fee, and if we check it out and it turns out to be something that is mechanical, that is beyond warranty, then you got to pay us to fix it. I was like, that works. I'll do that. So they sent it to me, shipped it out UPS. It was there maybe a week, right? And guess what else? As I was talking about earlier, I was on vacation when they shipped the damn thing back. So I'm like, I'm at Friday Harbor, so I can't get on a ferry and go back. So I'm like, please, they're like, oh, well, somebody has to sign for it and all this. But to make a long story short, and to not go off on a squirrel hunt again, what happened was they sent me an entirely brand new drone.
Nice.
It was after the warranty, almost 10 months after the warranty expired. And they sent me a brand new drone. This right here is a brand new Skydio 2. And this is so cool. I want everybody to see right here. If anybody can see right here, if you'll see that RH and B, that's to let me know that that's the Rick Halber battery. So Rick Halber was a dear friend of ours in the drone community that passed away, and he was a great friend to everybody. And he knew I had purchased a Skydio, and I was like, I really like my Skydio, but I hate that the battery only lasts like 25 minutes, and then I gotta wait 2 hours for it to charge, and da da da. So he just, out of the kindness of his heart, bought me a battery and sent it to me for my Skydio.
Nice.
So but how long has it been? How long has it been, guys? It's probably been what? Has it been a year yet? 10 months?
I think it was earlier this year.
Okay, so that, but
we'll say the spring, late winter.
Yeah. So, but yes, he was a great guy, and I just thought that was something cool to talk about. Okay, the other thing let's get into, since I talked about the aftermarket stuff or the after warranty accessories. Okay, what do you think of the beacon? We already talked about how shitty this was. We already know that the parent controller is horrible. But what do you think of the beacon?
I love that beacon.
Honestly, I bought it, never used it. I have not used it once.
Yeah.
Well, they've done that. Has it always done that? Have they always had that point and click thing, or is that something new? Because I don't remember that.
That's
the wand
been around
thing?
for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's,
I think they've had that for a while.
yeah.
Well, it just seems like that they didn't really push it to the forefront, because I think that I didn't start doing it till the other day, and I was like, oh man, this is really cool, because you can just it's like having Wonder Woman's magic lasso and winging it out there,
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so cool. But so what do we think?
Well, I mean, I like the beacon, guys, but what happened is I don't fry the Skydio as much as I should. So lots of time goes by between Skydio flights, and I forget how to use the beacon. So I wind up using the controller more, because anybody controller.
I think
is like
the beacon is more important for people who actually do activities that take a selfie video of themselves riding a bike or stuff like that.
Right.
But besides that, the beacon's really not useful for much.
Yeah. Well, and I would, and the only thing that I noticed that I mean, I've used the beacon personally, but not for like any jobs or anything.
Yeah.
But I did notice that it does track you smoother with the beacon than just trying to auto track your body.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're using it for that feature, definitely pull out the beacon, and because I don't know if I can share screen. I can show y'all some of the footage that I shot with the auto tracking.
Let me bring this out. Yeah, you can just. I was reading what Bill was saying.
The footage,
Yeah, I saw that.
we were actually making a funny TikTok, probably I guess two or 3 weeks ago. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick here.
I love it when I've really entertained my fans. I can see it. We got already 4 thumbs down. Woo! Gotta love it. These are the people that came by for 18 seconds. Kiss my ass, Bill. Thumbs down. Woo! And I'm out of here. I'm not gonna lie. I could, when I first started doing this, I would get that like 6th grade mentality, and I just can't do that anymore. I just can't. I'm just like, I'll watch it, give you, and if I don't like the video, then I just won't click anything.
Yeah,
but I'll still. But
be nice.
It's like it was like Aldrin said, man. What sucks worse is when you put up a video, you bust your ass, you don't get any really kind of interest or enthusiasm on it. But then the other cool thing is if you had a really horrible day in the real world, and then you put up a video and somebody comments on it, and it just kind of alleviates all that other garbage from the day.
Oh yeah,
that's what I love about drones. You don't necessarily have to. You don't necessarily have to.
So
do anything but get out and have a drone in the air to feel better.
Yeah,
go for it.
So here's the footage, and I don't know how fast it's going to browse on y'all's stuff, but I want you to look at the actual tracking. It's I can't remember who it was supposed to be tracking, but you can tell it's very glitchy, and it stays on us, but right here, you'll notice like it jerks, kind of goes up and down. It's really not staying like center in focus as it goes round and around. And, you know, I actually had to edit. See, like, what is that right there? I have no idea.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
You know, and that's just with the auto tracking. I'm just not a fan of it. You know,
Yeah. Actually, what I found out actually, because like Bill, this is my second drone.
Yeah.
My first drone did that. It oscillated back and forth while it was tracking. Apparently, that's a software defect.
Ah.
So, because it was tracking me biking, it actually just flew on its own, took off, hit a post, crashed, and I sent it to Skydio. They sent me a new one. This one doesn't not oscillate at all. It stays exactly the same, what do you call this, distance from you if it's not obviously avoiding any obstacles.
Yeah.
So when you see your Skydio oscillating like that, most of the time there's something wrong with their camera or something.
Well, I did notice that when I do the beacon of some sort, that, you know, it didn't do that. So
Okay, well, what did you see?
He saw y'all were dancing at the beginning.
Oh yeah, we were dancing.
And he was wiggling his butt in the chair when y'all were doing it.
I don't know if y'all saw that. It's like a new TikTok trend where people they basically get in funny costumes and they get a drone and have it dance in a circle. And, you know, we just kind of crack up about it. And I figured, hey, we'll give it a shot and try to get some views and stuff like that. But
yeah, I totally understand, because I think we all noticed, but everybody was like, "Are you going to say anything?" No, I'm not going to say anything. You going to say anything?
That's for the new kids with drones group, right?
yeah.
Hey, welcome in the best dancer in East Texas, Mr. Chris Hope.
What
He's
answer you
got
want
moves
there?
like you've never seen.
No, I totally understand why Chris was late. He had something very important to attend to, and I'm glad he got in here. I can tell some other people are glad he got in here. We're almost at a weird. Okay, we've talked about the accessories. We've talked about the warranty. Okay, has it had what, like maybe 5 firmware updates? How many? 5, 6 maybe total in 2 years' time? Do we even have a wild stat?
Yeah, I'm not even aware of the number, Bill.
I mean, it's very low. There's not that many. Not like the
Compared to
DJI drone or something.
Compared to a lot of DJI drones, yes. It's
okay, so we know that it's one of the best flying action cameras out there. What about it? Okay, and Joe's pointed out how it has major flaws as a cinematic drone, but can it be used as a cinematic drone, or is it just a flying action camera?
I would say for me, yes, you can, but compared to a DJI where you can fly the DJI precisely where you want it, this is kind of, it drifts. It drifts so much when you're flying. So I wouldn't call it a cinematic drone unless you're like doing landscapes and just let it fly and drift on its own. So you're good.
Come here, do that over here. I might get some likes. My wife was like doing this, like she was telling you. Hey. I was like, no, come over here. I was like, oh, there's already 4 people that are pissed off at me, you know, because I'm not being anti-Skydio. I swear, man. Okay, so it can be used for.
Yeah, it can be used, but it takes a lot of practice. That, like you guys said, you know, the controller is not the best controller.
Yes, and I think the sensor is now limited because we've all been spoiled by all that better quality stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think you got to do a lot with it. That's my opinion. I mean, I think it can be, yes.
Yeah, but like you said, it's very limited to what you can do cinematic.
I mean, I use it for cinematic, and you know, I guess I should have really thought about that beforehand, you know, because I mainly just film houses, and you know, we do cinematic drone shots and stuff like that. We try to really show off these, you know, luxury homes and make them look very elite, and then we'll take photos of them as well. So, you know, for me, you know, like I love the Skydio, it's great, but it's kind of one of those things.
Yeah. Okay. What about? Have y'all noticed that it lands really hard?
Yep.
I mean, when it comes down, it's like it'll get like this far off the ground, and
it bounces a bit.
yeah. It's like, all right, cut the motors, quick.
Exactly.
I do want to ask if y'all ever do y'all have problems, like say if you're up in the air and you switch from video to camera?
Mode switch.
Sit there and do that, like
Yeah.
It's having a seizure in the air.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I found that if I, land it, switch it, take it back up, but I mean that's a huge pain in the butt.
It's ridiculous
Right.
to just go from video to photo, and it goes what?
I'm like it should just be a simple switch. Like why does it have to do something with the gimbal? Is what I don't.
It's almost like it uses a completely different chip or something, man. It's like photos. What? Oh my god!
Yeah, I was curious if y'all had that.
Yeah,
No,
I've had it for a long time, and my only workaround, and I don't know if this is just a time issue, but when the gimbal's going crazy when you switch the photo to the video, I just fly it forward a little bit. Usually, it fixes itself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just usually wait for it to settle down. But
Yeah, I do that.
the problem is sometimes the shot's already gone by then.
Right.
Like if you're really trying to get this cool sunset, and you've talked this crow over here in the tree of finally going across and flying right in front of the sun, and then it goes into convulsions. The crow's already gone, and it's like, nope, I'm not working for scale again. You already got your one shot.
Well, the crow saw those convulsions. Even the crow gets scared.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, sometimes you can get cool shots, but yes, we've had that one. I really didn't even think of until you said that. Is that freaky hiccup?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. We talked about that a little while ago, Bill. Yeah.
It's not a big issue. It's just kind of annoying when, I'm like, if I fly up in a corner, take some video, and then I want to snap a photo before I move to the next point, I'm trying to do it fast and efficient. And when I have to wait like 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah, there's just no way.
And what's annoying, especially annoying, is that's been there a year and they still haven't got it fixed. That's
Yeah,
what's annoying.
I messaged them about it. I said, "Are all the drones, jankety like that?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's just something that we'll work on."
It's been okay. We've covered all this. Now, what do you all think was the price increase? What triggered that price increase? And is the drone still worth it after
Chip
the
shortage.
price increase?
Ain't no chips, man.
Yeah.
I get that, but you can't tell me that they don't have assload of Skydios built now.
Chips. You got to get them. You got to get them out of the warehouse. There's nobody that wants to work to get them out of the warehouse. You got to get them delivered. There's nobody that wants to work to get delivered. So they up the price a little bit.
Yeah, everything's going up.
That's my thinking, Bill.
I mean, even Xboxes and PlayStations and all that. I mean, they've
Increase.
they went up $200 on Xbox Ones.
And don't forget, I did post that coupon. Let me see. I got to find it here.
Yeah, you guys are exactly right. I mean, there's an inflation in the U.S. and I guess abroad too, and that inflation goes across all products, not just products with chips in it.
Well, and some companies, even if they have the chips and whatnot, they see it and they up their price. They're like,
they're gonna ride the boat.
That's their market. And I mean, I'd do it too.
Yes. Code later day until 9/12/21 for $200 off. And I think it's any kit. It's so that the later day will be, you could even buy the expensive kit, but it only will get you $200 off. So later day, all one word, LATERDAY, will get you $200 off from Skydio if you put it in by September the 12th on this year. Yeah, we got that in an email the other day. I was kind of like, oh, wow, man. They're gonna, and like Don was pointing out, it's still more expensive than it was when we first bought it.
Hey, this ain't.
Even with sale.
Hey, before I get too started, these ain't two Skydio corporate guys, is it, Bill?
No. Joe is from Alabama, has a shop down there, and he does a lot of work down there. I'm sure you're. Let me see. Have you talked in the chat at all, Joe?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, anyway, I will make sure I will get with him after the show and get his deets throw them in the description so that people can check in on that. He has one of the. Go ahead. Well, I'll tell you what. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, Joe, and
I started my company about 5 years ago. I got my drone license. I got it during COVID, but I was, outsourcing drones and stuff to other photographers. I am now the largest studio owner here in Huntsville with a 6,000 square foot studio. It's basically a content creation hub where, videographers, photographers and stuff, or podcasters. We have a full on podcast room. People can come in and rent it. We actually just we bought an entire arcade unit and system thing or whatever. So we got a bunch of arcade units and, basically I do videos and photography of all sorts. I mainly do real estate. We'll do some commercials here and there for, different companies in the arsenal here in Huntsville. And then mainly we just rent out the studio. And so that's just what I'm doing now. I currently have the Skydio 2, and I switched between the Skydio 2 and my old school Phantom 3 because I haven't made a new purchase on the Air S2, and that's the next drone I'm going to be targeting.
Totally understand. I have an Air 2S myself.
Yeah,
it's a great drone, but I'm not going to deny I still pulled the Mavic 2 Pro out a good bit. Okay, Ron's sending me a message.
The main thing that really kills me is that the point of interest on, like I used to use that all the time, and it was a great feature for those DJIs to get around a house, perfect circle, But
you just did that on purpose, didn't you, Chris?
What's that?
Because I can't get that here.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, I can't get that here. I've been so curious about that. I've always heard about it, and then my wife watches all those stop. No squirrel moment. Stop. We're not at that point in the show. Not at that point in the show. Stop. All right, I gotta stop. I'll do it later. If Joe, just to catch you up, we're known to have squirrel moments here. Me, biggest of all. And I'll kind of go off on this weird tangent, but I'm going to save it. We won't go squirrel until the end of the show.
Gotcha.
All right. So back to the Skydio 2. Okay. We've discussed all of it. We're basically said that no, it's not worth the price hike. We understand why the price hike, but we don't think it's worth the price hike. Okay. Now, how about I'm just going to throw this out there into the ring. What if, and if you saw back here, Bill was talking about, what if they need investment capital to produce their Skydio 3? Somebody was messing with me, I think. And they suggested that the new Skydio 3 was being tested. The consumer drone was being tested, and then it had this huge 1-inch sensor. So, with me saying that, what do you all think of the future of Skydio 3 if it has a 1-inch sensor on it?
I'm out.
I think what they need to do is get a better controller or a smart controller.
They need to make it more of a cinematic camera and
right.
trying to focus on the action stuff because not a lot of people go out and do that all the time.
Well, yeah. I think that what they would probably do is that the next drone is going to have the AI system on it that we have now. And as you all were talking with the 1-inch sensor, it's going to be much more cinematically capable. And it's going to probably have the X2 controller instead of the controller that we have now. Or maybe a size down X2 controller, which is going to be their version of a smart controller.
They learn a lot. They learn a lot from this one for sure. The do's and don'ts and the whys and the complaints, the gimbal jacking.
Well, this is the second generation. There was an AI drone to begin with.
The R1.
Yeah, and it did okay.
Yeah. They're learning. We're helping them learn, but
yes, exactly.
Y'all are helping them learn. I just watched the videos after y'all get through.
Okay, but I brought that up where everybody's kind of like, the camera's not going to. So the camera that's on it's good enough. Is that what you're saying?
For an action camera, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is because I go to Sean Oz and he's done some cool stuff with his little bird.
But you're gonna have to put a better processor in there for if you're gonna make it an action camera and get a better frame rate at it. So you're gonna have to get 4K at what 120.
Yeah, I think they can.
They put it in GoPros. So
okay. We forgot to bring that up. The unmistakable GoPro color profile of the Skydio 2, where they had all their techs come in. They had hired some people to come in and help with their color science. So I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Okay, let's compare the Skydio 2 to DJI products or Autel products. For your type of business, Joe, is that what you would want to use? Or like you said, or when you buy the Air 2S, what are you going to use more, the Skydio 2 or the Air 2S?
Air 2S all day.
Okay, and I guess the more important question is, what are you going to do with the Skydio 2 once you purchase the Air 2S?
Leave it as a back burner.
Okay, but you're not going to sell it?
Well, it'll be right next to my Phantom 3.
So I see now. I used to be a collector. I couldn't get rid of any of my. Oh, wait a minute. Ron's back. Ron had to take a break, so he's back now. I couldn't for a long time. I couldn't get rid of my drones. I collected them. I was a Billy Cow because I was like one of the Billy Cow disciples. We all like, what did Billy say to do? Okay, Billy, I'll do that. Okay, I was one of those. And then Ron was like, yeah, man, but you got all them drones on your shelf, and then the batteries are going to give out, and then they're not going to sell the batteries anymore. And then what are you going to do with the drones? They're going to be like really fan. And so that was at the point that I figured out, okay, at least if I sell them, I've got money to upgrade for the next drone, which makes the wife happy, and somebody else is getting joy out of the drone, which is why I made this show in the beginning, was because when I had the shittiest day in the world, if I could go out in the backyard and fly a drone just for 10 minutes, I would feel better. And that's, I don't know if anybody else is that way, but it didn't matter. I would have the worst day in the world. And if I could just go fly a drone for 5 minutes, I would feel better. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody's like, yeah.
I agree with you.
Well, for me, it would be like, the right tool for the job. For example, I have an Air 2 in my Skydio 2. The Air 2, I whip that out if I want to do really good cinematic, video, so stuff like that. And I'm also an avid cyclist and all that, or even doing jet ski and boats. I'd pull out the Skydio 2 to follow me around, because it does a lot better to tracking, basically. And like Joe said, I always use the beacon to make sure that it actually follows me. It's kind of with the phone. It sometimes, when it loses signal from the phone, you're kind of screwed.
Everybody, if you get a chance, Don, go ahead and throw your link up. I know Ron. Everybody knows Ron because I think Ron's already there. Chris is already there. Joe, like I said, I'll get with you, but. It's kind of funny because, we lost Joe. Oh, maybe he'll be back. Anyway, but Don and I only live like 20 miles apart, and we've
probably not even that.
Yeah, not even that far. And Don's got all these great connections because I'd be like, I'm Don's friend. Can I get on the boat? But no, he's got a lot of great stuff on his channel, and he just went to Leavenworth. And the thing about it is it looks almost like you stayed at a place in Leavenworth that I like to stay at. It's right above where the whitewater rafting place is.
No, it was just a day trip, but didn't stay there.
Oh, the place I like to play at is literally right there at the whitewater rafting place.
Yeah,
right
that's
above,
a nice
right
place.
up the hill. And and I was thinking, oh man, I bet I could fly there. And I was thinking, and then I got to looking, and I was like, okay.
I went down to the river to fly, and no one bothers you there.
Okay, I'm hearing now that it's not. Ron's right. It's probably only going to be the iPhone and the watch. Yeah,
They're very predictable. It's almost the same thing every year, Bill.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing about it was I think people were kind of curious for a minute. Oh, okay. Pixel Joe. Yeah, I got you. Let me grab this. So I'm going to snag this, put this up, and let me close this. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves. I know I'm jabbering around my mouth. But okay, comparatively, he said he's just going to hang on to it. What do we think about? I'm trying to compare. Can you fairly compare the Skydio to a DJI product?
No,
I don't think so.
no. I'm hoping the Mavic 3 will be like as good as an obstacle avoidance like Skydio.
Like if they get their obstacle avoidance like Skydio's, like it will put Skydio to
Out of business, yeah.
like they'll be screwed because basically, Skydio, they're not offering the things that DJI is as far as like, even point of interest. And they've got that, the enterprise mode, which I don't know if y'all applied for it, but I applied and all I got was a bunch of webinar links, and I've called and, been like, hey, like, can I just get the point of interest mode? That's all I want, and they offer that in the enterprise. And, it's just like, in the enterprise, you got to pay what, like $100 and something odd dollars a month or something like that.
It's like $1,500 a year to use the software.
I'm like, well, DJI offers half of that stuff for free. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, the least they could do is like, okay, let us try it out for 30 days, right? And then lock me out. Or put watermarks all over the stuff that I'm trying out. Because if you think about it, if I'm posting videos that have a Skydio watermark on it, and it's like some really cool 3D mapping of something,
Free advertising, man.
then they're going to get people going, I'll pay $1,500 for that, bam. And the fact that they're not letting us, it's that time of day. Back to normal. This is the time of day. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, y'all talk. I'm just going to mute until this is over with.
So, Joe, in your fleet, do you just have that the 2S and the Phantom 3 and the Skydio?
So right now, I'm currently just using the Skydio 2. I've got a Phantom 3, and then I actually have that Phantom 2 that's so old it won't even update. Mainly, and like I get it, sell them before they're not worth anything. But I do like to, keep my Phantom 3 in case I crash the Skydio 2. And I've got something to at least get me by until I can order something else or get a new one.
Right.
Which Phantom 3 do you have?
The Pro.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's a good drone.
That's the first great drone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like having a what am I want to say? Like well, you would probably know. It's like having a Chrysler Slant 6. It's like they kind of last forever, and you can find parts for them. And
yeah, I've chopped up a few tree branches with that one, and it's still kicking. So it just scares the crap out of me, because I'm a pretty good flyer now, but it still scares me, getting close to things and pools and stuff like that, and windows.
Well, besides the Skydio crashing itself, I have not crashed. I have an Air 2, and that's my first drone, actually. I started flying drones just last year.
We need to get you into an FPV rig where you'll get the crashing part over with.
I wanted to try to do an FPV, but I have motion sickness, so I can't handle it.
You better be sitting down.
But yeah,
I did get to watch the Skydio 2 fly at Ken's birthday party. There's a young man named Dustin Dunhill, and he had one, and he followed Ken around on his e-bike. And the dadgum thing did what it was supposed to.
Wait a minute, yeah. Dustin came over from Hawaii to be at Ken's thing?
No.
Oh, Dunhill, not Dunnell. Okay, no. I was like,
I was saying
Good day, yeah.
I was like, dude, what, man? Damn. Now, Bob's saying something here, Ron. He'd be thrilled to be on Drone Nation.
Yeah, we were talking. You followed the whole thread. He was saying it was great meeting last week, and I said we need to get him on Drone Nation sometime. So we're just chatting back and forth.
Oh no, well, as you heard, it's that time of day when paratransit's calling with the rides. So
right.
So I was like all befuddled over here.
No,
okay,
we're good, Bill.
Okay, so we've talked about the Skydio. We've covered all that. We've talked about how that you really can't compare it to but that's the whole thing. In my opinion, they need to be comparable.
Well, like I said, the right tool for the right job, because you can't do stuff with you can if you're following your DJI drone really closely and do Skydio stuff. But
okay, here's the thing with like Joe was pointing out, and like we've all pointed or talked about, is that we know that they're not offering you like individual parts of the enterprise package.
Right.
So with that being so expensive, are they trying to steer the regular consumer away? I mean, could it be too much to wish for a Skydio 3 and we're just going to have an X3 and to hell with the consumer drones from now on? Is that a possibility? Is that why they've done this with? I mean, think about it. DJI would give us new features and stuff to make us really want to use the drone more. Yeah. But Skydio's not really done anything to make the consumer pilot want to use it more.
That's true. And if you look at the price too, who are they really targeting for the enterprise version? Because I doubt if companies will actually pay it unless you're, like Hollywood or something like that, and producing really pictures that will make billions of dollars. But I mean, besides the military or government agencies that, will pay whatever just to use something.
Yeah.
I don't see any private companies that will actually get this.
Yeah, I mean, like the 3D tracking with the bridge stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, maybe big, building companies could use it. And yeah, that would be great. But
for the price, though, still.
And I was actually trying to, like, what's the more advanced remote? Isn't there one with like a screen that's like $4,000 or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
But it only comes with the enterprise.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. What the rumor that I had heard was a 1-inch sensor, and that there was going to be kind of a scaled back version of the X2 controller for the Skydio 3. That was going to be like their version of the smart controller, like you were talking about having redundancy in your drones, which I get that. But like me, I'm a total fanboy. Like I've got a Mini 2. I've got the Air 2S. I've got a Mavic 2 Pro. I've got the Skydio 2. I've got a couple, like Chris and I were talking about, I've got a couple FPV drones, but I don't need all of them. I was making sure she's not. Yeah. I was making sure she's not around so that she can say I heard that.
I mean, looking at their site, it looks like they're just, they're trying to do industrial aspect protection, public safety, and defense. Like nothing military, on there for consumers and stuff. And maybe that's why they're, not allowing me to get the enterprise, because I'm not a police officer.
Is he talking about your V-copter, Ron?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you talking about his V-copter, DeMarco?
He got 2 on order, I hope.
Oh, he's got 2?
I hope he does.
He's got 4 on order. He's got 1 for me, you, and Marcus. Oh, and him one too.
I'm about to give the response here, guys.
Oh, is this going to be major? Okay, it's time to go squirrel, folks. We're at that point in the show. Random Thoughts by Jack Handy. What was that on Saturday Night Live? Remember? Was it Saturday Night Live or was it SCTV? I think it was Saturday Night Live, wasn't it? Random Thoughts by Jack Handy. Oh, wait. The next order coming this way is the Mavic. Okay. When are you predicting?
I put the air in there for me. I meant to say Mavic 3. Scope checker threw that air in there for me.
Yeah, we're gonna put a slice through there, and it's Mavic 3 Pro, right? Okay,
Well, I don't know about the Pro, but the Mavic 3.
Oh, you're sure there's going to be? I honestly think
all the leakers like Drone DJ aren't throwing the word Pro around.
that drone that we're seeing with the 2 cameras is the Pro model. Don't kid yourself. The basic model is going to be like the equivalent of the Mavic 2 Pro. You're going to have a standard model Mavic 3 Pro with a 1-inch sensor.
What do they call the model with the 4/3 camera?
What do you mean? They're not going to be a model with a 4/3.
The Mavic 3 Super Duper Pro.
The Super
That's the
Duper
Ron.
Pro.
That's the Ron Brown model.
The camera that we're
model.
seeing with the zoom and the dual cameras is the actual. That's it. That's the Mavic 3, and that's the Pro model from what I understand. They've used Hasselblad to design the camera, the color science, and everything is all going to be Hasselblad. Because, like I was pointing out, they've put that nostalgia of tying the Hasselblad to the Mavic line, which I think is killer. That was the reason that I was actually. I mean, I may go ahead and consider selling the Mavic 2 Pro now because the Mavic 3 is going to have Hasselblad technology. What do I got here? Oh, well, that's cool. Y'all can ask each other. You can ask it straight out here. You don't. Okay, Joe, how long have you had your business? 5 years. Well, thank you, Don. Cool. No, I was just. Any of that's cool. Anytime. The whole point. That's what's so crazy about this show, and this is the way I explain it to people. I've had Aldrin's been on here. Rick Smith's been on here. Billy Kyle's been on here a bunch. Still comes on here a lot. Ken Dono's been on here. It's more like, and the way I describe drone therapy, the actual live stream is it's more like the bar that like somebody, the huge band went and kicked ass in the local Coliseum, and in the place that they wanted to go hang out and have some beers and raise hell after the show. That's drone therapy. And then they get about half lit and they're like, hell, I want to jam a little bit more. And they jump up on stage and start playing. That's drone therapy. So at any given point, y'all just feel free to go, Bill, shut the hell up. I want to talk about something. Okay.
I will say the funniest story that I have with the Skydio is, the realtor told the landowner that I was going to come out and do some drone work. This guy's a bit old school, and I show up, and he's got like 3 of his friends there, and they all pull out cameras, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Well, we wanted to take pictures of the drone and you flying it and stuff." And I was just like, "Oh, these guys are going to be really disappointed." I pull out the little tiny Skydio, and they're like, "That's it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna, take pictures of your property with this." And he was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And he took some
pictures with a toy.
Yeah, really awkward pictures, like we could all feel it, like that. He was totally disappointed because I guess he thought it was going to be some like
hexacopter,
fire out,
$40,000 drone. I was like, "No, dude, this is
Whip
it."
out the Matrice, man.
He's like, "Did you get that from Walmart or something?" I was like,
You should have told him like, well, if you paid me more, I could get the bigger one.
No. He said, "You get that from Walmart or something?" Hell yeah, I got that from Walmart. Just wait till you see my bill.
Yeah. I just felt bad. I was just like, I wish it was, I guess, bigger, but it's just what it is.
You could have really impressed him and said, "They hold government contracts. You've not done anything bad, have you?"
You should have pulled out the whoop.
Like, oh, well, the bigger drone's actually back at the other place.
No, the guy that paid more is using the big drone.
Yeah.
There you go.
The guy that paid $10,000 for the shoot.
Yeah. Oh, the big drone's at the other shoot, man.
Well, and, one thing too is that, have y'all seen the thing where like the Skydio actually flies into it's like a mailbox looking thing?
Yeah.
Like, what is that for?
Well, that's probably more the enterprise thing where the the Skydio is pre-programmed to come out of that box, which is we charge that box.
Oh, the
go on a
docking
fly
station.
routine,
Yeah.
and then come back and land that box again and do the same routine every day.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
hands down. Look, if they got some sort of connected flight operation, point of interest, some cinematic stuff, and fix the glitches, and then just get it to fly farther. Upgrade that remote to where it has a screen that I can fit my phone into with a case on.
Yeah.
And just add those few things that I know they have it, and I would buy that drone all day, every day.
Right.
Yeah. Well, going dual band would help tremendously, on that controller.
The other thing about the docking station too is, does the battery get charged in that docking station? I don't think so. It does?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I just put a guy charged in there.
They need to take that docking station and find a way to connect it to a car. Because I would love to put that sucker on top of my car, pull up, and that thing just flies right out.
Right, there you go.
That would impress them.
Just in the air conditioning, just like how badass would that be?
That's 007 stuff right there.
That would impress them. They would be impressed.
Yeah,
it folds out.
It's great. So that if they just did those things, they could make millions off of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's for construction sites, and like Ron was saying, what it was set up for was, I think that when they initially set those out, that they were meant for, like you were talking about, large companies that could throw away 50 grand on something, and they'd say, okay, this is what we need for this site. So it would be a construction site, and what would happen is it would land in the box, like Ron was saying, and there would be a pre-programmed set. So each day at 5:30, when the last guy left the property, then excuse me, the drone would take off, fly around the building, take multiple pictures, multiple videos, come back, set into that station, and then that station would send all that info back to another station, a remote station where they could be in contact with it, download all that data.
Yeah.
Next day it would do it all again. So they could compare on a daily or weekly basis as to what kind of progress had been made, bitch at the right people at the right time, and pretty much to say, okay, this wasn't done on this day, this wasn't done on this day, and I guess would be cutting down on losses and stuff. I don't know. But I think that's what that was set up for, was, like construction, or like if you wanted to keep an eye on your farm or something. But again, you're limited by distance. I don't know how those stations worked as far as that was concerned.
Chris brought up his
look at Lloyd's
AI
comment, Bill.
What Lloyd brought up?
Lloyd's comments, 2 comments back.
This one, or
that's it.
Consumer drones are just a leftover beta drones. Yeah, probably.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, why even bother selling them if you're not going to do anything? I mean, you got the stuff there. I don't know. I see it as like a double. I'm a business owner and stuff, and if I could make money off of consumers and government contracts, $1 million more is $1 million more.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, what we're talking about, if they would give everybody a taste of that software, and they could just watermark the hell out of it, and then let us upload that stuff, I think that their business would triple. Is it cockatiel?
Well, one thing too is that over the years, DJI has, because they were pretty much the first one out, and consumer drones and stuff like that. Those first set of drones, like the Phantom 1s and 2s and stuff, I mean, they have no features, no like anything. And they've just slowly upgraded it to make you buy more. So I do feel that with the Skydio 3 and the 4 and the 5, they'll add one more feature until they actually, when we're getting the Skydio X210 or whatever it is, then it'll be a good drone in probably 20 years.
Yeah, I wish that's what I wish. I wish that Skydio would give the consumer a little something, like, try to add, helix or master shots, Just one or two little doodads. Even a dolly zoom would be great to add to it. I mean, I know you can do all that stuff, but it would be great if they would add it to the feature, to the feature somewhere to where you could press a button and it would just automatically happen. But that's why I fear that they're just going to go.
Yeah.
If you want to buy a consumer drone from us, great. Here they are.
Okay, show of hands. How many of you like the zoom feature of the Skydio on the controller? That's so funny.
To be honest with you, I've never really
controller.
used it.
There's a zoom toggle.
Yeah.
It actually just flies the drone closer.
Yeah. And what's funny is that I just know when I got that remote and stuff, I was like, this drone's completely slow. And then I realized that it had that boost button. And I had no idea that for 3 months that I had it, I didn't realize there was a boost button on there.
But you can actually change those in the settings, so you can actually don't have to use the boost button.
Well, the thing about
can y'all actually grab it? I've never figured out how to make it where you grab it.
I always hand launch, hand land this thing.
But don't you have to disable this? How would you do that?
No,
just as long as you're underneath the battery, I guess.
Yeah, once you set it to land. Just put your hand out. Just
hand or something. I don't know.
You don't grab it because if it sees your hand moving, it'll fly away from your hand.
Yeah.
So you're pushing. So you got it up 7 feet, and what you're saying, Don, is you press land, and then as soon as it goes into landing mode, you just grab it.
Yep.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, how do you hand launch it? Same way,
same way.
Off?
Just hold it in your hand, press the launch button, and just let it leave your hand.
Mine always says unsafe launch area whenever I do that.
Really?
Yeah. It
that's
will
weird.
not let me, and of course I'm not trying to grab it real quick,
right.
Drone, I don't want to lose a finger or something,
So you're saying the same thing, Ron? Have you tried to do that?
Well, I'm not a hand launcher or a hand catcher, but Bill, a couple weeks after I got the drone in December of 2019, I went to Ken Herron's meet up on the boardwalk in Ocean City, and he wanted me to bring it down so he could hand catch it, and we could not get it to work just for the reason you just heard. It detects your hand and won't come down. I never knew that I had to hit the land button to get it to come into Ken's hand, so we never did get a successful hand.
Well, you know what? This is the first time we've gone squirrel, but back into the subject.
But the thing too is, if you're fast enough, you can actually grab that. Because I tried this without landing the Skydio. I grabbed the battery real quick, and it fought me. It was scary as hell because that thing would fight trying to get away from you.
Oh yeah, my Phantoms would do that. I do like the legs on the Phantoms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it easier.
That's another thing, with the Skydio and even the Mavics and stuff. I have to walk miles down the road or halfway down the street, to find a sidewalk, because they'll be like, "Hey, I want you to film this field," and I'm like, "Okay, great." And then it's just really tall grass, and I've got nowhere to take off from. And sometimes I just put it on top of my car and launch from there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one good thing about the DJIs is that, there's the Phantoms is that they've got those big legs.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about the Skydio is because you actually have to press the button to land. You can't just land it with the sticks like the DJIs, especially when I go out on a
I wanted to
boat
address this for a second, but go ahead.
Yeah, when I go out on a boat, with my Air 2, I can land it easily because it doesn't have to go straight down. You can actually swoop it down to land. But with the Skydio, you have, like I said, you have to press the land button and it goes down. And if your boat's moving out of the way, it's scary.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and probably.
He's in the Philippines.
Gloves or something.
He's in the Philippines, Don.
Well, and they say that you can.
This guy down here, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
He vlogs in the Philippines and he comes in from time to time.
They say that you can land it on I guess the case, that it's supposed to track the case or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine doesn't work. It never lands on the case.
Oh, mine does perfect.
It works.
Straight to the rocks.
Yeah,
Mine does perfect.
it's just a matter of figuring out how to do it right. You can get the land in the case every time.
Yeah.
All I can figure, Chris, is that there was sometimes tonight that we said we didn't like Skydio, and we've basically come to the conclusion that it's not worth $1,350. Not right now.
Yeah.
No, not right now.
Because Joe's admitted right now. I mean, you can get what you can get a Fly More combo in the Air 2S for what you got to pay for the Skydio with one battery, right?
Right. The Skydio is a little overpriced if you don't need what it does well. Hey, Bill, can I get back and address Joe's comment just a little bit?
Yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
I think what a lot of people don't know is, okay, you can't hit return to home and have it come back and land on the case on the symbol. You have to line up over top of the case,
right, where it's in the camera.
See the logo, and then you hit the land button, and it'll come down and land precisely. But you have to bring it back so the Skydio sees that thing. You just can't hit return to home from a couple thousand feet away.
No, I mean, that's what I did. I pointed the gimbal down towards it and stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe it was just dark or whatever, but every time I've tried to, man, I just don't feel like carrying around a stupid case all day anyways.
I agree.
I put it in a bag and,
Yeah, I always transport this case. So I even put the case on top of a landing pad, so in case it misses, it's still hitting the landing pad.
I wonder if you can just create your own landing pad with that logo.
You can. I've seen
you
people
can
create a big
make
thing of it and put it on top of their car and it lands on the roof.
That is good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, I actually purchased this sticker. I purchased this sticker.
I just need to get that for like my 4-wheeler and the top of my car.
Yeah, I'll put that on the boat.
I don't know.
It might work.
I don't know if it'll do that or not. I don't know if I'd be that brave.
Right. Let's see. How much is it?
But Joe, I think you need to contact Skydio.
The Skydio for most people, not for extreme sports guys like our friend Sean Oliver. I mean, who does all sorts of skiing and snowboarding. The drone works for him, but for people that don't do that,
it's not worth it.
For what the drone does, its skill set, it's overpriced for somebody who's using just as a camera drone.
Because the Air S2, the Fly More combo, is pretty much $1,300. Comes
So for $50 less.
Two batteries and multiple 2 sets of propellers, all the cords,
Filters.
the remote, like Skydio, it's all you got to pay for all that crap separate.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, every bit of it.
I wonder if it's cheaper to buy like a 2S parts and just put it together yourself.
I
do that.
I did that with the Osmo Pocket. I just bought all the parts separately off.
How much more cheaper was it?
I saved like $150.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to do that with a Pocket too, because I really want to upgrade. Because everybody I've talked to that said, oh, the Pocket 2 is night and day different. Like
the only thing I like about the Pocket 2 is that you have the connected mic and you can do the Wi-Fi stuff. Same, but the problem is that you can't do 2 mics. I'm like, I want to if they give me 2 mics and stuff, I could do real estate videos with that all day.
What do you need the extra mic for, Joe?
Hmm?
What do you need the extra mic for in real estate?
We do when I shoot videos and stuff, most of the time we'll have 2 agents actually, kind of show the home and stuff, and then we'll do like a walkthrough tour of the house. And some of them do 2 agents and some just do 1. So
I like this one. Ron Brown, what does the Skydio do if it looks down and sees the DJI logo?
Well, it it gives you a rebate on price difference.
It gives you a code for $200 off.
Yeah.
Quick thinking, Ron. Good job. Lloyd, I think you would love the Skydio. I really do. I think you'd be sitting there, and the cool thing about it you'd like about the Skydio is you could just send it off to fly around, and it would miss stuff, and you could raise hell the entire time.
So if Skydio is listening in, I want you guys to ship a Skydio 2 out to the grumpy vlogger out there in Oklahoma.
What was that, Ron? You're going to ship your used Skydio 2 out to Oklahoma?
No. The Skydio Corporation is going to send Lori a review unit out to Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. That would be very cool. And see, that's where I think that, because, and something, since it's not really a squirrel moment, but I wanted to bring it up. I've noticed in a lot of the drone groups, and yes, I've even noticed it in Drone Nation too. And it's happening. I'm trying to do better in coast to coast drones because people have stopped posting because there's not that much traffic. But then I went and looked in Drone Nation, and I went and looked in a couple other groups. I'm not busting anybody's balls because I understand. And I went through Drone Nation and I looked at, like moderators' posts, and then I looked at like, Ron and Marcus's posts, and then I looked at people who had joined the group and were posting their videos trying to get some traction, and nobody had done shit to any of them. They had just, I've known, and it's happening again, and all of the drone groups it happens. They turn into dump sites. It's like, how many people, and I'm guilty of it too. Like today when I was advertising for this, I was like, how many groups can I drop the link in and hopefully get a bunch of people to watch the show tonight? And then I realized I didn't go back in those groups and look at a whole lot of videos. So I was trying to go back and look, and I realized, holy crap, this is going on in all of them. There's only, like in Drone Nation, there's about 10 people that a lot of people will notice, and they'll look at their videos and their pictures. Same thing in Coast to Coast Drones. Same thing in a few other groups I've noticed. It's the main people in the group whose stuff gets noticed, and then the other people's stuff kind of falls by the wayside. And we all know what that's like. If you put up a video that you've worked hours and hours and hours on, and then it doesn't get any traction at all, you'll look on Facebook, you look on YouTube, and there's like 6 views and no comments, and you got 1 like, and you're like, and then what's even worse is like me, I'm like, for sure I'm going to get 8 to 10 thumbs down, and then I don't even get those.
Are you sharing the YouTube link to Facebook?
This YouTube for this show?
Yeah, yes, he is.
Yeah. In general, for like videos that you post and stuff. Are you?
Sometimes.
So ultimately, Facebook and YouTube hate each other. So if you post any links from YouTube to Facebook, it'll never see the light of day.
Okay, so how are you going to get traction on YouTube as opposed to Facebook? You're just going to have to actually.
You have to upload to both.
Yeah.
You got to upload to both. And what you can do is that when you upload it to Facebook, you can do a YouTube link, and you could say something like, see more of my videos here. And that's how you would get that traction back on YouTube.
Some people say put the link to the video in the comments.
Yeah. Put it in the comments and stuff. But if you upload, like, realtors do it all the time. Like, they'll take one of our videos and they'll post it on YouTube, and then they share the link, and I call and gripe at them because I'm like, you're going to get 3 views on that, and you're going to say I didn't do my job, and it's going to look bad because you only got 3 views. But when they take it and actually go and upload it to Facebook, they'll get like, 12,000, 15,000, 50,000. And I'll be like, it's just because Facebook and YouTube, they hate each other. Because Facebook has Facebook Watch, and they used to promote YouTube, but when they opened up Facebook Watch, they like to promote at YouTube because they want their own platform.
Yeah, they wanted to hit their sites more.
So like I get what you're saying now. So if I was going to advertise a show, like where I do this stupid little 30-second trailer or something, I would upload that complete video to YouTube and then put the link to the show in the comments. That's what you're saying?
Well, you would need to upload the video twice to YouTube and to Facebook.
Right. Because I usually use them as a trailer before my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But then I could actually upload the trailer and then put the actual show link in the comments to the trailer itself.
Correct.
And I agree with Joe pretty much, because Bill, if I create a YouTube video, and of course I put on my YouTube channel, put up, and if sometimes I forget to go share the links on Facebook, and if I forget to share the links on Facebook, the video does no better no worse than I would if I would have remembered to put all the links on Facebook. That the Facebook link dropping means very little impact on how well the video does on YouTube.
Well, and like the crazy thing is, like back in the day, Facebook, when you used to post a YouTube link, it used to actually give you a really big ass thumbnail. And now when you post it, it gives you this little tiny thing. And people don't want to actually click off the site. They don't want to click off of Facebook. They want to be able to hit play in the video just right there.
And Joe's got a great point about that. I create content down here for my local Facebook groups in Margate City, pictures of the beach, the boardwalk, and so on. Now, if I create a video and they have to click through a link on Facebook to watch the video on YouTube, it's going to do much worse than if I directly put the video on Facebook. If I put the video directly on Facebook, man, I get thousands of views in no time or whatever. But if I make them click, I get hundreds of views.
Okay, so what are you driving your traffic on YouTube with? How are you driving traffic to YouTube?
Just hopefully my subscribers watch the content.
Oh God! See, it's all this freaking work, man. Damn.
Basically, take your channels, all your channels, put them everywhere, cross promote, and then even on, like, say if you do post the video on Facebook, have an ender that has your YouTube channel logo. You gotta push them. That's what all the Vine stars did, and that's why Vine actually got ditched, because so many people were not actually posting their Vine links. They were, posting all of their other links on Vine, and then everybody left Vine, and then Vine shut down. So you just got to cross promote on all your, like, everything. You got to have your YouTube, your Instagram, your Pinterest, or your website, all of that crap. You got to have it all right there and clickable.
A lot of people say TikTok is now where get your YouTube channel promoted by the TikTok shorts.
Oh, the TikTok, we love TikTok here. I actually just taught a TikTok class, and like how important it is and stuff, and how, your very first TikTok video, they actually promote it, and you'll get, if you do a good ass video, you'll get 20, 30, 40,000 views on your first hit. One of my buddies, he's not a video person or anything. He posted just some dumb video of him standing up next to this really tall guy. Wasn't even that funny. Within, I think 3 months, he had over 1 million subscribers on there.
Holy cow, a lot of bored people.
And I said, dude, you need to start selling T-shirts, man. I was like, let's make some money. I was like, I'll film your videos. Let's get this rolling.
Well, see, that I actually thought that. I actually thought that most of my traction came from Facebook. I actually thought that, until you said that, I actually thought that I was doing something, because I'm posting. That's pretty much where I throw all my stuff, and I really don't do a whole lot on Twitter. I don't do. I don't know how to actually.
Well, Twitter sucks.
I don't know how to push stuff over to my YouTube from Instagram. TikTok's basically the new version of YouTube and Facebook almost put together in a weird way, and it's the next leader platform. I guarantee it. But is it like TikTok's like really super short videos, right?
No, you can make long. You can. I think you can go like 6, 7 minutes.
But they're mostly vertical videos.
That is
vertical.
That is correct. You can't do portrait or landscape. But like that drone video that we did. I shot it landscape, and then we just uploaded a vertical version of it. So. And,
cool.
You got a few thousand hits within the first hour.
Oh, that's great. I had no idea that TikTok
took me 10 minutes to make it.
I had no idea that TikTok gave you that kind of traction.
Well, I mean, it's like you can find all sorts of tips and tricks on there, like hacks, and I mean, of course, there's entertainment and stuff. I mean, it's the new YouTube. Like, I mean,
can you live stream to TikTok?
Yeah, you can.
You can if you get over 1,000 followers.
Just like Facebook, just like YouTube.
Yeah, just like all these other. I'm like, well, that's kind of bullshit. But you know, once you hit that 1,000, you're good to go.
So it's kind of weird, but this is kind of like what was it? The Fifth Element, where like anybody and everybody was a star, and they would just have somebody was like carrying around the pin camera. Oh yeah, and that was the whole show. So I don't know. It has a button to make your video vertical. Oh, okay. Ken Herron would love TikTok videos and all the vertical videos. I don't understand why you would say that. Did I miss something?
Enterprise said 3 minutes top, so it might be 3 minutes.
Ken doesn't like vertical videos at all.
Oh, okay.
Longer videos.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
All right, that's cool. All right, well, folks, we've been on for quite a while now, going on 2 hours, actually an hour and 40 minutes. So I just wanted to say thank you to all the gentlemen that were here. It was great having you here. And even though we got weird hate from some reason, we were honest about everything. And I think we delivered a lot of fantastic information. So with that being said, I'm going to bring it around the room and let everyone say their good evenings as we wind down the show. First off, I will go over to Chris Hope.
It's good to see everybody tonight. Bill, thanks for having me. Sorry I got in a little late, but it was enjoyable. Nice to meet these two young men sitting here with you. You too, Ron. Love you, buddy.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Oh, that wasn't for me. Okay.
All right, I'm going to come over to Ron Brown.
Oh, the young man. Yeah, thanks for having me on the Skydio show. I mean, I love my Skydio, and I know it has all the problems we talked about, but it's still a heck of a fun drone to get out there and just kind of mess around with, even if maybe you're not getting the world's best cinematic video. But it was great meeting the new guys on the show tonight, and look forward to seeing them again. I'm going to take Joe's advice and work harder on my TikTok.
And speaking of which, I'm going to throw it over to Joe next.
Well, thank you guys. It was a pleasure meeting y'all, and I'm glad that I complained about the dual charger and met up with you guys. So, I'll still be using my Skydio too until I make a new investment in DJI. And, if I do some more action shots and stuff, I'll probably switch back over to the Skydio.
Very cool. And over to Don.
Well, I'd just like to thank Bill for having me tonight. Again, this is my second time in the show, and it's always fun to be with you guys. And I was kind of bummed on the first time I didn't get to meet Billy Kyle because I had to leave early. But it was awesome talking about Skydio and what's going on now, and meeting new people like Joe and stuff. And good to know how the Skydio can be used and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the cool thing is after you've been on once, it's not so nerve-wracking the second time around.
Right.
And like me, I tend to, I'll start out and I'll be really tense before the show. I'm like, is everybody going to show up? Because for so long, it was just me and Don, and I was like, okay, it'll just be me and you, Don. And then like the show was literally live, and Ron came in, and then I think Joe looked over in his pictures and was like, oh, yeah, damn, okay, yeah. And then he came in, and Chris had explained, if I can get back in time, I will, and he got back in time, and I'm grateful for that and everything. Next week, I don't know for sure. I'm talking to John. I've got one or two ideas. I'm either going to do, I haven't done a support your local drone channel in a while. And I know it would be the middle of the month, but I think it's time to highlight some more channels. So I'm going to talk to a couple of people this week and see if maybe they'd like to come on and highlight their shows. But if not, I'm going to get in touch with John, because if y'all haven't noticed, John Cuppi hasn't been on the show regularly here recently. He's kind of, doing his own little thing, and I don't want anybody to think anything bad. John and I still get along great. John's just kind of burnt out on doing the live streams all the time because like Chris and Ron or Chris and Ron come and help me out. They're great friends of mine because they know I'm such a wuss and I don't like being on here by myself. And I'll throw a big cry if I can't have more people to help me out. And John has been my crutch for so long. And he's just like, man, I want to take a little time off. But I'll talk to John, see if he wouldn't mind to come back on next week. Maybe we'll get Gary back and do a little chatting and talking and stuff about some FPV and stuff. We'll see. It's either going to be a support your local drone channel or it's going to be an FPV night, one of the two. So I am grateful for, let me see, somebody threw me something over here. Oh, yes, I will definitely do that, sir. So please, gentlemen, come back and join us next week. Let me get us all lined up here. I got to get everything square. Where am I going? There it is. Is that one? That one. No, this one. So with that being said, please join us next week. And in the meantime, live long and prosper.